I've got to do the news!
Do you know these tits, Errol?
I know a lot of tits, Governor, but I don't know any quite as stupid as these two.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, thems and comrades alike, welcome to the Brews at 10. I'm your humble host Lefty. Thank you very much for choosing to wet your whistle with us this Wednesday. Hope you're having a good evening. Let's brew this thing. And quite a busy chat already. The shouty bloke, Davinia, nice to see you. Do hit supported buttons as you join us, and Doc Davies is with us. There's Doc in the house. We do have a poll, as you can see at the bottom of the chat. Very simple. It's predictory, not preferential. That is, who do you think will win in Makerfield tomorrow in the by-election, and not who would you like to win. So do please share your opinions. That will be one of the topics of tonight's stream, the hot seat in Makerfield. Apologies. I initially titled the stream with Wakefield, of course. Wakefield is the surname of the Green candidate. But for anybody who noticed that, there is no by-election in Wakefield in Yorkshire tomorrow. But yes, it's gone quite quickly actually, the run-up to this by-election. That will come, of course, after PMQs, and it's not Keith's catchphrases this week. A slight substitution. Keith, of course, is with the G7, getting ignored by other world leaders in clips that I've seen, and just generally shining Donald Trump's shoes behind closed doors or whatever, picking his papers up off the floor. Let me get those papers for you, master. Yes, so David Lammy is there in lieu with Keith's absence. So it's Lammy's Lingo this week, not Keith's catchphrases. It's still a quality item, people, don't worry. Speaking of quality items, also coming up on stream, we're going to have a new feature launch as well. That's all top secret, can't give you any details on that. No spoilers where that's concerned, and in an excellent segue, speaking of no spoilers, you might have noticed at the top of the chat, no spoilers for PMQs, if you've already seen it, and also no spoilers for the football scores. Some people might choose to come here to avoid it if they want to watch the highlights later. Some people might not be able to watch it because they're actually hosting live streams at the moment, but want to watch it later. Some people might be boycotting, or a combination of various, and they might watch some knockoff highlights when we're done here. That is hypothetically speaking, of course. So yes, please do respect that request. No football or PMQ spoilers in the chat, please, good people. Otherwise I will unfortunately have to delete any comments thereon. Graham Turner, Andy Carter and Aaron Gray have joined us in the chat. What an awesome trio. And in fact, celebrating 24 months, wow, of membership. Andy Carter, thank you very much. It really has been awesome to have you. Always love your contributions in chats. Nice to see you once again. Solidari-Tea. Great to see month anniversaries being celebrated amongst our members, and here is the full list. I think Andy's given us an excellent excellent opportunity to segue into the members stream. One of the benefits, of course, being you'll never be short of a shout out on live streams and in all of the content, because this channel really wouldn't be what it is without you, so thank you very much. However you choose to contribute, whether it's with a gifted membership or buying yourself a membership for just 99p. Thanks also to people who've used super chats, super thanks, super stickers, all of those super duper prefaced words. Prefixed. Sorry, not prefaced. And everybody who's contributed on the Buy Me a Coffee page as well. Solidari-Tea. Slightly raspy this evening. Just have not had a sip of my brew yet, that's why. Power brew. +5 brew XP. Tastes good. Mentioning it's halftime doesn't count as a spoiler, don't worry, Divinia. No scores or any other giveaways. So where was I? Oh, just a couple of updates actually to go before we kick things off with the opening comedy clip. First of all, quick reminder, you might have noticed we've started adding chapters to live streams. Oh yes. Ever on the up, ever improving. A few of you've requested this previously as well, and you have been heard. So, yeah, from now on, and on the last couple of streams that we've done, unfortunately can't go back through the entire catalogue and do it. There are literally hundreds upon hundreds of them some of us try and have a life away from this desk. But if you watch the last couple, you'll notice the chapters are all there, so it'll help you navigate your way around the stream and find the relative topics. For example, you might see a topic in the title of the stream and think, oh, that's where I want to go straight to. If you've only got a short amount of time, so it'll save you skipping all around. Yes, we're all in this together, so I hope that helps you, dear viewers. So that will be on every stream from now on. Usually added within 24 hours of the stream ending. Can't promise it'll happen immediately after for every single one. And just quickly back to members and stuff. Subscribers in this case, we're getting very close now to 6,000. I believe we're just 56, 57 subscribers away from hitting 6k, so please do continue to hype content by watching it on a mobile device and hitting the thumbs up button, then following the prompt to contribute some hype points. Also please share on social media. We're also on Blue Sky, Twitter and Mastodon if you want to give us a follow at MyLeftEyeUK whilst you're logged in. Yes, so thank you very much. We're all very pleased to have got over 5k and now getting towards 6k. So hopefully a 6k live stream special will be coming soon. I like that, I really like that.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Well, thanks again, viewers. You're a good bunch of
Socialists.
and proof right there, perfectly well timed there, Andy Carter. Not just a marksman in terms of gifted memberships, but also perfectly timed when we speak about solidarity. Thank you very much again. Can we please big up Andy Carter for those 5 gifted? Let's update the goal to 106 now. Solidarity, Andy. And thanks for all your contributions, whilst you've been a viewer and a member, of course. Was Davinia one of the 5? Is Davinia still... Yep, Davinia's still on the lookout. Oh, unusually off target, but normally very good at gifting memberships to non-members who are watching live. Your reputation still precedes you very positively, sir. Thanks again, Andy. I think we better get started with the first clip, because we're getting our teeth into PMQs and quite a few other things as well. You must have left your marksmanship in your other trousers. So we've not actually featured this fellow YouTuber for a while in the comedy section, and it's always good to catch up with their impression of Caroline Levitt, the Trump spokes. So this is Claire Blackwood with her take. This is a great impersonation, and you'll find a link for her channel in the description of this stream, so do go and subscribe for more quality parody.
Good afternoon, you vile, drool-guzzling communists, otherwise known as the White House Press Corps. Every day that I wake up and see that you are still breathing is the worst day of my life. I have been told that there has been some extreme backlash to the President's Freedom 250 birthday party last night, wherein he held a UFC tournament on the front lawn of the White House, complete with motorcycle stunts, fire, jets, and grown men punching each other in the face for his amusement. If you are someone who sees anything wrong with that, go back to attending children's birthday parties, you pathetic losers. When Mr. Trump stated that he wanted his birthday to be a mix of Mad Max and Gladiator, we all said, "Excellent choice, sir. That will show the world how stately and..."
We're definitely not entertained, though, are we? Where the Gladiator section of that combination's concerned. I'm definitely not entertained.
Presidential you really are. He also
By
wanted
Donald
lion
Trump.
fights, but unfortunately American zoos are traitorous socialists and refuse to give us their lions. You snowflakes also got mad at the fighter who celebrated his victory by telling the crowd that Michelle Obama is actually a man. To that, our official answer is...
I see, I hadn't actually... Well, that does make sense that story had come up again, because there's right-wing conspiracy theory, of course. Apparently, according to them, Michelle Obama is a man. It's ridiculous. So that explains why it came up in this farce, of course, with Donald Trump's birthday. If you didn't know better, you'd think that this was completely made up, of course. UFC on the lawn of the White House and motorcycle stunts, was it, as well? Just ridiculous. Caroline Levitt's awesome, though.
Sorry you're mad that comedy is legal.
I mean Claire Blackwood, not Caroline Levitt. Claire Blackwood's impersonation of... Someone will splice that now and try and, I don't know, get some leverage with it.
In Donald Trump's America. But the worst thing of all is what you,
I'm deleting
the
the stream.
liberal media, refuse to report. And that is that the president himself fought the biggest, strongest, and most impressive fighter in the arena, and won in just 30 seconds. When Mr. Trump roundhouse kicked him in the throat and won the battle, the man said, "Thank you, sir. This was the greatest honor of my life, because you are so manly and so alive." And then he cried. There is no footage of this very real match that very really happened, because everyone was too busy also crying to film it.
Ah, yeah, of course. That explains it. That's a perfectly valid excuse. Yeah, what do you think about that, Phil? You know, nobody's ever seen it or heard it, but it definitely is there, definitely happened. Phil's our mute producer, assistant producer, sorry, by the way. He doesn't speak. It's not a medical condition. It's some form of protest. He is, I assure you, real, definitely exists.
It is clear that you are all just jealous that you weren't invited to President Trump's special day.
I couldn't actually bring myself to watch any of that. So atrocious would it have been. Just absolutely vulgar display of narcissism, as well as, of course, walking over hundreds of years of American tradition and precedence. I'm not much of a stickler for tradition myself or pomp and ceremony, but it goes to say that digging up the White House lawn for basically, you know, what? Truck stops wet dream, I guess. That's the best way I can put it. So I didn't actually see any of it myself. Was he actually fighting himself, though? Donald Trump? Did he actually? Because he did have a bit of a stint with the WWE, didn't he? The wrestling, it's not a real competitive sport, of course. It's a entertainment franchise. And be surprised. Did he manage to stay awake for that long? What did they pump him full of this time, if he did appear?
Unfortunately, the guest list was reserved for the most important people in the world. People like Mark Zuckerberg, Shane Gillis, Serena Williams' husband, whose name I don't know, Pete Hegseth, and something called Tyson Fury. That is all.
Tyson Fury is from the northwest of England and one of the finest boxers that this country's produced. He's also probably maybe a bit crazy sometimes.
I'm sorry that the president is more of a man than...
Ask Tony Wilder who he is, and yeah, he certainly knows.
...any of you will ever be. Hi, Internet. It's me again.
That's Claire Blackwood, of course. Go and subscribe. Another excellent impression there. The link's in the description. I'll remind you once more if you want to go and watch that back and subscribe to the channel, which I'm sure that you do. Sorry, I feel like I spoke over that comedy clip a bit more than I normally do. It's a first time watch for me, actually. I prefer it to be that way as well. No spoilers for the comedy clips as well. So there will be more later. We'll see what comedy we can forge, though, from tonight's main feature. Or maybe you'll consider our new feature, which is launching later, to be the main feature, even though it will be shorter chronologically. But let's dive in to Lammy's Lingo, as it will be this week. Here we go. Unfortunately, didn't have time to customize the full introduction video. Well, let's see what's happening. I'll explain what all this is about for anybody who's not a regular viewer in just a moment. But it is David Lammy instead of Keir Starmer, who is, of course, as I mentioned, off at the G7, being ignored by all of the other world leaders and generally wandering around boardrooms looking like he doesn't know what to do.
Oh no.
Lammy's Lingo.
It's a quality item, ladies and gentlemen.
Lammy's Lingo, not Keith's catchphrases, obviously. So, what's all this about? It's a very quick explanation for anybody who isn't familiar with the game. We set or pit two words or phrases against one another and keep a score, basically. There are a few rules which I'll quickly go through now. So first of all, in this case, the contending phrases must be spoken by David Lammy. Second of all, it's a winner stays on format unless all others have been played, and we do have that this week. We are replacing both contenders from last week. Postman Swat, who has ended up finishing second in the league with Security already being crowned champion, has played all the other contenders now, so complete replacements, complete swap. Third rule, variations are allowed, such as past tenses, pluralisation, that kind of thing. I'll be the judge where that's concerned. Within the league, it's 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, and nothing for a loss. These are the current standings. The champion, like I said, already decided. That's Security, who ended up on 24 points, 2 in front of the aforementioned Postman Twat with Deliver, who actually garnered more mentions over the games, but that crucial draw seems to have actually decided the title. Change in third, Budget fourth, and Clear in fifth. So as I said, we'll be swapping both contenders, and I thought I'd let the people at the bottom have a bit of a chance. So Deal, who's played the least amount of games, will be playing at home to Black Hole, who's away. So basically, the two contenders who played the least amount of games, just to try and keep things fair, I guess. The only other thing worth mentioning is that Plan there is currently the only one who's garnered any points in the bottom half. Any questions, do just simply post them in the chat. Was there no audio on the intro? That's strange. Let me just try. I'm just going to try it again for a minute. It doesn't mean the feature's over. It's purely experimental. No, that should be it. Okay. Who changed this? To monitor only. Phil? Where's he gone? There's no one else. Can't ask the IT team. They're all primates. Well, one of the other people who use this studio says that they heard them talking once. I don't believe that. But I don't know. Who did that? Who's responsible? You should be able to.
Deliver. Black hole. Plan for change. Deliver.
Should be able to hear that now. Is that all right?
Black hole. Plan for change. Deliver. Black hole. Plan for change. Deliver.
Oh, God. I'll take that. You can hear it in your sleep sometimes. Yes, and for anybody who doesn't know, I do have a Pavlovian response trigger to the word deliver because of the game. Good. Glad that you could hear that. Let's crack on then. Any questions, like I said, post them in the chat so you can see deal versus black hole. There is also a hidden feature word which can be spoken by anybody apart from David Lammy, so I'll be keeping my ear out for that one. That remains a mystery, of course, until it's spoken. Basically, I've tried to pick something that I think has a decent chance of coming up. For example, last week it was the word Belfast. Okay, are we all ready? I think we're ready. Let's get on with it.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it. Get on with it.
To questions to the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Lawrence Sullivan.
Question number 1, please, Mr. Speaker.
Deputy Prime Minister.
And here's the thing, interjecting very quickly. Yeah, it's Lucy Powell, but they can't make their mind up who the deputy is. Lammy sort of stood in whilst the deputy leadership contest was going on, and that was won quite decisively. But here we are, just to explain that for anybody who wonders why it's David Lammy, not Lucy Powell. Also, the Tories don't actually officially have a deputy at the moment, but I think it's going to be Claire Coutinho, who's filling in for Kemi Badenoch.
Mr. Speaker, I've been asked to reply on behalf of the Prime Minister, who's attending the G7 summit in Evian. May I first pay tribute to two giants of the Labour Party, Roy Hattersley, who was a formidable deputy leader who never stopped fighting for a more equal and fair society.
Oh, I'm not speaking ill of the dead, but I don't know about that, Lammy. That news came in just as we were finishing off the last live stream on My Left Eye, so we didn't really have time to get into it. So yes, the former deputy leader, Roy Hattersley, died at 93 years of age. Didn't really have time to get onto the matters, but pretty much, obviously from what I know, historically about British politics after Michael Foot's loss in the 83 election, which was actually, unfortunately, a landslide. For Thatcher, it was people like Roy Hattersley and, of course, Neil Kinnock, who attempted to drag the Labour Party to the right, and then, obviously, towards its neoliberal, what's the word I'm looking for? Its neoliberal mode that it's in, or has been in for some time now. So Neil Kinnock, of course, is now in the House of Lords. He got a peerage. Everybody else got, well, more neoliberalism, going right the way back to 1983. at the end of Thatcher's first term. So as far as fairness for all, I wouldn't really go that far, Lammy, to be honest. Again, not wanting to speak ill of the dead, but just making that as a sort of technical point.
And we also remember our beloved colleague, Jo Cox. And
Nadir? A neoliberal Nadir, perhaps? Guys, I think would suit. Yeah, neoliberal guys. And it was Blair that, of course, finished that off with the removal. Democratic socialism within the manifesto.
Honour her memory for working to bring our
Clause 4.
communities together, celebrating the decency and the compassion that defines this country.
Oh, of course, it's the anniversary of Jo Cox's awful, terrible murder. How long ago was that now?
I also want to remember the
I think it was 12 years ago. Yes, that would make sense. Sorry, it was a long time ago. The thing is, do you all remember the famous mocked-up poster that Nigel Farage made and put on a load of billboards of a line of people? And it wasn't even taken in the UK. I think it was taken in Bulgaria or Hungary. But it was it had an obvious anti-migration slogan on it, something Labour is failing on migration. And then 2 days later, the Jo Cox murder happened, supposedly at the hands of a far-right extremist, though some people, I have to be fair, have disputed that. The Jo Cox case itself does have quite a few suspicious elements. Some people would even go so far as to lump it into the same category as David Kelly. And I think we all know what they're talking about with that, but for different reasons. However, all that aside, nonetheless, it does remain a terrible tragedy. And Jo Cox was a fantastic, genuinely socialist MP as well. Had she been alive, I'm sure that she would have been right behind Corbyn. She probably would have been suspended by Starmer at this point. She was a very good MP, let's be honest. Unfortunately, a sister, Kim Leadbeater, who's was actually parachuted in to replace her in Baton Spen, is the constituency, is unfortunately more of a loyalist to Starmer and a neoliberal in her political leaning. So yes, remembering Jo Cox, you should read up on Jo Cox if you don't know about her historically. As an MP, she served under the aforementioned Tony Blair and Gordon Brown.
2 lives lost at Grenfell Tower. The legacy of that appalling tragedy must be a safe, secure home for everyone in this country. And finally, let me congratulate Scotland.
Quite the week of, well, anniversaries, if you want to put it that way.
On their first win at the Men's World Cup for 36 years. That's what happens, Mr. Speaker, when your captain signs for Spurs. And can I wish England the best of luck for their first match this evening. Mr. Speaker, this morning I had meetings with ministerial colleagues and others. In addition to my duties to this House, I shall have further such meetings later today.
That should be a lot better. Sorry about just quickly refreshing the chat there. It was lagging. Yes, Davinia, thank you. I do read the chat.
Can I associate myself with the Deputy Prime Minister's remarks and pay tribute to Jo Cox? I also wish England's men's team all the best tonight. May they follow the Lionesses and Scotland men's winning team's winning example. Does my right honourable friend agree with me that our town and local centres, particularly our independent small businesses, are the lifeblood of our economy? And can he confirm that this Labour government to do what it takes to unlock the potential of our local economies, such as supporting Mine and my honourable friends, the member of the Thurrock's campaign to restore the Gravesend-Tilbury ferry that was cut by the Conservatives.
Deputy Prime Minister.
Well, can I...
Very strange opening question. You tend to find these kind of questions later on in terms of will you come and do this local thing. They tend to get to the big national issues first, even though it was quite an obvious planted question. I'm not sure if all of these white flowers that everybody's wearing relates to one of the tragic anniversaries that Lammy was referring to. Or he might have mentioned that in the chat. While I've got that freeze framed, I'm just having a look out for Streeting, because I know he was on the news rounds earlier this morning. He has been dodging PMQs. I think he's only appeared in one PMQ session since he announced he was going to be challenging Starmer. I can't see him there unless he's sort of hiding around somewhere else.
I congratulate my honourable friend on her campaign to restore Gravesend to Tilbury Ferry. I agree that town centres are the heart of our communities and we're determined to help them thrive. Our high street strategy, backed by over £300 million worth of investment, will build on our work to rejuvenate high streets across the country. We're also putting power into the hands of local communities through our flagship Pride in Place programme, and that includes £1.5 million for Gravesham. Her local council can make use of the integrated transport funding for local priorities, including ferry services, and I know ministers will be happy to help.
We come to the Shadow Secretary of State, Claire Coutinho, acting for the official opposition.
On behalf of this side of the House, can I extend...
She will not have written this herself. These will just be Beta-Nox answers read out by Claire Coutinho, who is also awful.
Our condolences to the families of Joe Cox and Roy Hattersley. I know how much pain we felt on these benches when we lost Sir David Amos, and we share their pain today as well. I also pay tribute to those who lost their lives in the Grenfell Tower
Darren Smith,
fire,
good evening to you.
I'd also like to congratulate Scotland on their stunning win and wish England the very best of luck.
Everyone's going to do this when they stand up, aren't they now? They're going to go, come on, the Lions. Not got all night.
Tonight. Now, Mr. Speaker, it is a great privilege to be standing here with one of the few survivors of Labour's original cabinet, who hasn't resigned on principle or been sacked in disgrace. I feel honoured. So can he start by telling me this?
Labour's original cabinet. I think Claire Coutinho believes that the Labour Party was founded in 1997 by, Anthony Blair.
Why is the Labour government happy for Britain to get its oil and gas from Russia or Qatar, but not from Aberdeen?
Deputy Prime Minister.
Pretty much following on from Kemi Badenoch next week, basically, why aren't we destroying the planet more to make more money for the fossil fuel companies? What sort of, they're completely outraged. What, we're not destroying the planet quick enough is the Tories' main gripe at PMQs at the moment. They haven't mentioned Chagos for a while now. We'll see if that comes up as well.
Well, can I welcome the Shadow Energy Secretary to the dispatch box?
This is the Energy Secretary, of course, Shadow Energy Secretary.
Who is the heart of the Treasury during the biggest fall in living standards on record. The Children's Minister in government that plunged hundreds of thousands of children into poverty, and the Energy Secretary who showed an unwavering commitment to the cause
was
of
poised for a black hole there, but
even though she's now forgotten that.
And I've just noticed Lammy's got some sort of massive insect on his tie, as though it's actually going for the flower. I don't know if that's deliberate. Looks like some sort of dragonfly or something like that. Perhaps I'm not sure if it's symbolic, or maybe he was just eating beetroot earlier and was a little clumsy with it. Didn't have time to wipe it off or change his tie before PMQ started. In which case, tisk tisk, Lammy, You really are an ill-clad shambles.
Don't believe everything you read in the papers. The Prime Minister and the Energy Secretary have been discussing cutting bills by over £100. We've got our Warm Homes plan lifting millions of families out of fuel poverty and securing enough energy projects.
There's a plan and a securing that.
To power 23 million homes. She was the Energy Secretary who left our country exposed to global fossil fuel markets. We're delivering clean energy security.
He's said every contender apart from the ones that we've got facing off this evening. Come on, Lammy. And you're not doing much better where fossil fuels / action on climate change is concerned either. Believe me.
Mr. Speaker, bills came down £500 under me. They've gone up £300 under these guys. And
We're into the fake figures section now. This is where they just throw around imaginary statistics from off the top of their head and think that the British public can't actually research what's happened historically in terms of budget or personal cost where utility bills are concerned, because we're the ones actually paying it. You'd think we will know if things were more expensive or cheaper last year. People will go and check their bank balances at cash machines or on their apps or whatever. And if it's going down, they're not going to come back, watch PMQs and go, oh, no, it's actually all right. Turns out I've got more money because Claire Coutinho says so, even though the quarterly bills don't quite marry up with that claim.
this is nonsense. His party are banning new oil and gas licences in the North Sea. And these guys over here, they're no better because this is the same policy that the SNP championed for years. It is pointless virtue.
First of all, speaking as someone from Just Stop Oil, a large part of the campaign was about stopping these two massive new projects, of course, Rosebank and Jackdaw. But Starmer does have his eyes on them in lifting the moratorium on natural oil and gas, so he really can't be credited with that as much as Coutinho's claiming either. I'll try and pause less and talk over from now on, just for the sake of brevity. But I've who's that behind the black hole logo? Looks like he's got a very interesting, some sort of sci-fi villain with. I've got my left eye. This guy's got a black hole for a fucking eye. You'll never escape, even if you're a photon.
Signalling, and it's destroying well-paid jobs. So can he tell the House how many jobs have been lost in Aberdeen since Labour came to power?
Deputy Prime Minister.
I remember when the Energy Secretary championed net zero. She said in 2023, we cannot prosper, nor can our children flourish if we don't decarbonise energy. The Tories used to believe this 3 years ago. Now she's forgotten because they're desperately chasing reform, and we know it. Over 700 jobs were lost during the last 10 years when they were in power. Production fell 75% over the last 25 years. We've secured over £900 billion worth of investment to support more jobs by taking control with renewables, and there are over 100,000...
You notice how none of them are talking about average global temperatures or things like that.
Led by the Great British Energy, headquartered in Aberdeen.
Rebecca, nice to see you in chat.
Mr. Speaker, let me help
Solidarity.
1,000 people are losing their jobs every month in places like Aberdeen South because of Labour's policies. They say those oil and gas workers can get new green jobs, but what they don't say is those salaries pay half as much. So can he tell the House how he would feel if the government forced him to take a 50% pay cut?
Deputy Prime Minister.
Well, he'd still make about 50 grand a year, which is, you know, nothing to be sniffed at.
The Honourable Lady used to be an investment banker, and she's got her facts wrong. Oil and gas is coming out of the North Sea 24/7. In the first 3 months of this year, 52...
This is where they get caught out in the gloating of, oh, we're better than the Tories on this. 1 minute they're championing themselves as so-called pioneers of green energy, which of course they certainly aren't. And then the next minute they're like, oh no, we love fossil fuels more than you do, duplicitous weather vane pricks.
million barrels of oil came out. 44 million barrels equivalent of gas came out. We're not turning off the taps. It's part of a mixed economy. It will support existing oil and gas fields throughout their lifespan, making changes to exploit neighbouring fields. But we do want to create more jobs, and that's why we're going to continue to invest in renewables. She knew this 3 years ago. She's changed her mind because she's chasing them.
You're both chasing them. You're both chasing them. Because the league's ahead in the polls, and it's because of both of you that that's happened. You've spent too long going down the same road yourselves whilst trying to bat the left, suppress the left, that we're here in this situation. The onus is on both Labour and the Tories for the recent ascent of reform.
I asked him
and restore
about pay cuts, and they should care, because if the Mayor of Manchester gets his way, I'm pretty sure half the front bench are going to be getting a pay cut pretty soon. Mr. Speaker, this is serious. The world is getting, Mr. Speaker, the world is getting more dangerous. Yet last week, the Prime Minister asked the Energy Secretary to help fund the defence of our country, and he ghosted him. Let me repeat that. The Energy Secretary refused to meet the Prime Minister on a matter of national security. Why hasn't he been sacked?
Miliband?
Prime Minister.
Stop reading the papers, I'd say to the Honourable Lady. I certainly don't like papers.
Stop reading the papers. This is the guy who does fucking op-eds for the right-wing press.
Speaker, when the Defence Investment Plan is published, it will set out, this is important, it will set out how every government department is contributing to defence, including the Energy Department. We will always put national security first. The party opposite still don't get it. Families worried about their bills going up because of a war in the Middle East, that her leader said she'd jump into feet first.
Now tell us the other one about Russia sweeping through the continent of Europe before 2030.
If everything's so hunky-dory, why did half his defence team quit last week? Mr. Speaker.
Because it was a staged drama. Do you really think that they'd actually quit over whatever it was, 0.23% of the budget? Come on, Coutinho, you can't be that naive.
They won't find the money to keep our country safe, so let's go through some of the things they can find the money for. Millions of pounds to build solar farms in the Congo, tens of millions of pounds on an experiment to dim the sun, and they are turning down £25 billion in tax revenue from the North Sea to please their out-of-control...
What sort of tin hat fucking backyard YouTube channels has Claire Coutinho been watching? A project to dim the sun? I've not heard that one.
I find that rather difficult to believe.
But it doesn't really sound too plausible.
That was the biggest load of crap I've ever heard.
Energy Secretary. Does he really think that any of that is more important than defending our country?
Against whom?
We've said that more spending on defence is our #1 priority in this spending review and the next spending review.
This isn't cyber. They're talking about military hardware here. This isn't cyber defence. Obviously, we face multiple attacks daily from several countries, and we attack them as well. It's the technological warfare that we're in now. And, of course, technology tends to escalate the furthest, ironically, during warfare, the internet being invented for warfare, various other inventions as well. Sorry, I kind of got off track there.
She wants to talk about resignations. Let's just remind ourselves. The Tory Defence Secretary that resigned in the last government, remember for Stone, who was sacked for breaching national security. The Tory Defence Secretary, Michael Fallon, who resigned over sexual harassment. The Tory Defence Secretary who admitted hollowing out the Armed Force Services.
Do Priti Patel and the, giving information to Israel. Have you done that one? Is that because you do it too? Yeah.
14 years, that was Ben Wallace. We've got a Prime Minister securing jobs and investment in the G7. We've got a Chancellor raising the minimum wage. We've got an Education Secretary cutting costs for childcare. And we've got an Energy Secretary cutting energy bills by over £100. We're proud of that record.
If everything is fine, why is he here? Let's face it.
Yeah, just a polite reminder, no PMQs or football spoilers in chat, please. If you've already posted, please delete any comments that spoil the football results or PMQs. Thank you very much.
This is, he wasn't here last week.
I didn't see it. I was looking at the broadcast software. I can still obviously see the chat in the broadcast software. In fact, here I am. Lefty is in chat. I'll give you a wave. There's your virtual wave in the chat. But I didn't see it. If you could please delete that. I did watch. I listened to the first half. But I don't want to know the result. And I'm sure that other people might come here to try and escape it. It's very difficult. You can't go on social media and avoid spoilers, that's for sure. But yeah, if people want to use this space as a means for avoiding spoilers, then that's all fine by us, as long as they hit the thumbs up button, like you're about to double check that you've done. And before I carry on, let's welcome Andrew Luke into the chat. Thank you very much for the 5 gifted memberships. Quite an entry there. Yeah, Andrew Luke's got a fine YouTube channel of himself. We have collaborated with Andrew Luke and Screen Cleaner, and we could potentially be collaborating again in the very near future, so do go and check out Andrew Luke's channel. It is called Andrew Luke, by the way. Thanks again, Andy, for the 5 gifted membership. So I'll update the total right now. It's all the ones, 111. Big up Andy in the chat, and don't forget to go and check out his excellent YouTube channel, Solidari-Tea, for that, brother. Let's get back to PMQs for yous.
Aussie, let's face it, this is a government on life support. And what's their grand plan now? They want to, let me get this straight, they want to make the job-destroying Energy Secretary Chancellor. They want to bring back the former Transport Secretary who resigned for nicking phones. They want to replace him with the former Deputy Prime Minister who resigned for dodging taxes. These are all pointless distractions. So here's a better idea. Why don't they cut welfare, fund defence, make energy cheap, and back the North Sea?
Why don't you back the fucking planet? Why don't you bank the existence of the human race and also the existence of humanity as it exists in its current form? Because it's all going to go. We're talking about billions of people's lives here. But no, those shareholders at Shell and BP and all the others, ExxonMobil, they need to see the line on the chart going up, don't they? Psychopaths.
It's thin gruel. It's very thin gruel, Mr. Speaker. I'm here like she is because I'm standing in for the Prime Minister and the leader of my party. I'm proud to serve this Prime Minister. I'm proud of what this Labour government is delivering. More rights for working people. The biggest upgrade to workers' rights in a generation.
Have you done a deal for the all these things, or something inherited a 22 billion black hole, or whatever the number is this time around? Just ask Rachel Reeves to scroll it down on a bit of paper or something. I'm still staring at that tie and expecting this light purple or dark pink dragonfly to fly off his tie and fly away or something. I assure you I'm only drinking tea.
The biggest boost to defence spending since the Cold War and lifting more children out of poverty in a single term than any British government in history. The party opposite can make all the noise they want.
That's an absolutely ridiculous claim. You've got to go back to Attlee for that, surely. Then we're the best in history. They're getting as ridiculously boisterous as the Tories now. Well, they have been for some time. Let's be honest.
They don't want to talk about the economy because it's growing. They don't want to talk about the NHS because waiting lists are falling. And they don't want to talk about immigration because they lost control of our borders and net migration is down under us 82%. They had their chance. They blew it. We're building a stronger, fairer Britain.
I also want to pay tribute to Jo Cox and her family and the commitment in her name that we tackle division and extremism, because we saw extremism play out on the streets of Belfast last week, a pogrom, families burnt out based on the colour of their skin, health workers stopped for ID by masked thugs, small businesses ordered to close, and many minorities are still living in fear after a list of their addresses was circulated widely online. They deserve more than sympathy and warm words. They deserve to know that governments are serious about confronting hatred on and offline.
Well,
the UK government and the Northern Ireland Executive
brewed it
spend
up as
millions
much
each
as
year on
Farage.
programmes intended to tackle paramilitarism, but decades after the Troubles, individuals linked
It's just random Hillary Ben cam there.
to loyalist paramilitaries had a role in directing and fueling the disorder last week, including menacing a senior journalist on tape. Will the UK government commit to reviewing how the Northern Ireland Executive is gripping or failing to grip paramilitarism, and will they ensure that public money never reaches individuals or groups who fuel, orchestrate or benefit from intimidation and hate?
Yeah, because whilst Tommy Ten Names is lapping it up abroad, he's stirring up all this hate and getting all of the mugs who he grifts to hand over the cash and do his bidding while he's lording it up, and he's got the sports cars as well as, you know, whatever he's showing up his nostrils at every given moment. That's just it's not just the politics of the far right, of course, that irks me and frustrates me very often, but the fact that they're just so gullible and they're just like us. Let's give this former stockbroker and Coots banker all of our money, or this silly little frigging moron, Tommy Ten Names.
Well, Mr. Speaker, can I join her in utterly condemning the violence? People are right to feel sickened by the sight of people being burnt out of their homes because of the colour of their skin. That is racism, and Mr. Speaker, those responsible will face the full force of the law. We must never go back to 1950s Britain, where my father arrived to signs saying no blacks, no dogs, no Irish. We are focused on bringing people together, and that includes providing a further 24 million to help tackle paramilitarism, acting to tackle those inciting hatred online, and our social cohesion plan is about bringing our communities together. I'm happy to...
But that's the sort of thing that you've opened the door for with reform and restore their more potent, like, evil cousin or something, if you want to put it that way. They're just the very worst of the worst races. People who think that Farage is too soft, that Richard Tice is too woke. Like, really? They want to drag us back there. Once again, the onus is on Labour and the Tories.
Work with all parties in that endeavour.
Daisy Cooper, Deputy Leader of the Liberal Democrats.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can I associate myself and my party with the Deputy Prime Minister's tribute?
I don't get why, obviously Starmer can't be there, but they just replace him with Lammy. Why does, not everybody has a deputy? Should each individual member of Parliament get the secretary to come and stand in for them if they are not in a position that has a deputy, or isn't deputised, I should say. Also, Andrew Luke. Join Andrew Luke in reporting tap for terrorist recruiting. Of course, excellent suggestion there, Andrew. And I'm sure these matters are very close to home for you as well, brother. Solidarity from across the sea. To our Irish friends as well. Thanks a lot for that super chat again, Andrew. Let's big up Andy once again. Solidarity. Just back to the thing, though. It is kind of strange how every leader switches places when only one of them isn't there. What do you think about that? Do you think it's a bit refreshing, or would you like to see, perhaps, how Lammy gets on face-to-face with Badenoch, or what would be Ed Davey, instead of... sorry, you'll have to forgive me, I've forgotten a name. And I'm going to have to rewind it now, because that's going to frustrate me. What if it was in a political quiz?
The Leader of the Liberal Democrats.
Didn't go back far enough.
Tackle paramilitarism, acting to tackle those inciting hatred online, and our social cohesion plan is about bringing our communities together. I'm happy to work with all parties in that endeavour.
Daisy Cooper, Deputy Leader of the Liberal Democrats.
Daisy Cooper, of course.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can I associate myself and my party with the Deputy Prime Minister's tribute to Jo Cox? We extend our condolences to her friends and family.
Oh.
And to all those of Roy Hattersley as well. And can I join with the Deputy Prime Minister in remembering the horrific tragedy of Grenfell, and that those families still are awaiting justice. Mr. Speaker, can I congratulate all those named in the King's Birthday Honours List?
Oh, I've got it. Brew the fuck are you?
Scotland.
Or who the fuck are Brew? It's interchangeable. Yes, double impact.
And wish good luck to England for this evening. Mr. Speaker, the Right Honourable Member for Rawmarsh and Conisbrough is respected across this House. When he says that he was forced to make decisions...
Is that guy asleep? Is he
that
texting?
can make the country less safe, we should all take heed. It is now becoming clear that the Treasury's refusal...
So, John Healey, having, of course, quit his defence position last week, now stands there, glaring across at the rest. Oh, you wouldn't give me 0.23%, would you, you tight bastards? I'm the only head of a department who's asking the government for more money at the moment as we go through austerity and poverty. Putin's going to be at our door before we know it. Oh, give me a break. Is this just another scene in the drama? He sort of stood there, just looked really concerned at not getting 0.23% or whatever it was. Yeah, I don't buy this genuine outrage. One iota.
To consider new ways of funding defence is undermining our national security. So will the Deputy Prime Minister join with us to make the case in government for new defence bonds, which could raise £20 billion over 2 years to
We had this last time, yeah, war bonds. Like the leader of the Liberal Democrats as well, of all people, suggesting it. No, fuck war bonds. What, is that just another bond market to, be at the behest of? Because apparently, any time we try and dig ourselves out of this with sensible economic solutions, it always boils down to what the bond markets think about it. And fucking hell, what was that quote? Remember I mentioned that Streeting was on the mainstream media rounds earlier. The reason I know that is I heard a clip of him, and a short clip of him, I can't remember what he was on, but which programme that is, not drugs. And he came out with the phrase, what was it? The bond market's not bond villains, I think, was how he put it. Yeah. With Streeting. God, what a toss. But just back to this. War bonds. No, that is really poor. It's from the deputy leader of the Lib Dems. What the fuck's going on, Cooper?
What the fuck is going on up there?
defend our country.
Deputy Prime Minister.
Should we donate our pots and pans as well? That was all a ruse. I don't know if any of you know about that. Yeah, when World War II broke out, first of all, it was labelled as the Quiet War. There was nothing happening. So to try and get the public to feel that things were happening and that they were involved, they got people to donate all of their old pots and pans. Some of them gave everything that they had, and then they just went on a scrap heap. They didn't go towards the manufacturing of any armaments whatsoever. It was a purely propagandized, participatory sort of thing for the public. War bonds. Give me a fucking break.
I say to the Honourable Lady that we do believe that we should work with our allies to join up defence procurement and funding. That's why we're exploring the most effective mechanisms for multilateral cooperation. And of course, it's a topic of discussion for the Prime Minister at the G7.
Daisy Cooper.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We're pleased to hear that the government is looking at this, but they need to act far quicker. Mr. Speaker, it is now more than 5 years since the Prime Minister...
Yeah, everybody's going to take everything out of fucking SpaceX and put it into these war bonds now. Yeah. They must be masochists. I don't know. And what are the... If this does go through, if Lammy takes war bonds seriously, what can you imagine the adverts? Can you imagine in the 21st century? God. With all the AI slop around as well. Jesus Christ. That'll get bad. Do you like war? Ring your broker. Ring your stockbroker immediately.
Originally set his famous red lines on Europe when he was in opposition. No customs union, no single market. But since then...
Fnur, Chris, nice one. Yeah, Daisy Cooper, more like Dozy Pooper. Like that one. We're like a good pun here on the Brews at 10. You know what to brew, people. Keep them coming.
The world has changed. Putin has launched a war on our continent. An unreliable Donald Trump has returned to the White House.
Barely.
And here at home...
It's literally... Russia's in Europe as well. It's also in Asia because it's that vast, Daisy. But, you're talking about the European Union, of course, not geographically. You're making a political border, not just a geographical border, but it is, yes, the extreme edge of... or it will be if Ukraine are accepted into the European Union. That is something Zelensky's begging for. of course. But to discount Russia as not European is just geographically incorrect, and I'm not a fan of Putin, of course, nor am I a fan of Zelensky. Let's sort out this peacefully over a table.
Cost of living has got worse and worse. So does the Deputy Prime Minister agree that the government should rip up those red lines now, or is that just another job to be left to the next Prime Minister?
Deputy Prime Minister.
Is it all about war? Why are even the Lib Dems are ramping up war? This is all we're going to hear now, isn't it? War, war, bloody war. They're just going to literally talk us into it. They think they can just talk us into it.
The Labour Foreign Secretary that returned to the meeting of European Foreign Secretary and work alongside my colleague in the Cabinet Office to ensure that we were at that summit, and it was successful last year. And I've just confirmed the next summit will take place on the 22nd of July. Our red lines remain, but we're focused on an SPS deal to cut prices on the shelves, a youth experience scheme, and cutting red tape for exporters.
McNally.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I'm sure the whole House will want to congratulate Sir Kevin Sinfield on which is fitting recognition for his work on motor neuron disease. Another champion fighting for a cure for MND is my constituent Mark Somerville, who I've raised at Prime Minister's questions in the past. Diagnosed in 2023, Mark fights with remarkable resolve and courage. I'm supporting Mark and his foundation in pushing for a new national MND strategy with an emphasis on finding effective treatments, enhancing access to trials and accelerating novel drug discovery. Will my right honourable friend meet with me to discuss this further so we can work to find a cure for this horrific condition?
Deputy Prime Minister.
Well, can I join him in congratulating Sir Kevin Sinfield? He's an inspirational fundraiser and a champion for his sport and, of course, for the MND community. And I know that Mark Somerville runs an excellent foundation campaigning on MND in his constituency. We are committed to improving care for people with motor neurone disease. We're looking at the current system to ensure care is truly focused on the needs of individuals. We're also investing in cutting-edge research, including a world-first clinical trial to test remotely monitored portable ventilators. And I know that the Minister for Care would be happy to meet with him to discuss this further.
Matt Vickers.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Since this government came to office, more than 500,000 businesses have closed. Nearly 1 million young people are without education, employment and training. And graduate recruitment is at an all-time low. These are not just statistics. These are people's lives, people's jobs and people's futures. Can the Deputy Prime Minister tell the House if this is because the government A, hiked business rates and slashed reliefs, B, slammed employers with the jobs tax, C, buried businesses with the Employment Rights Act, or D, all of the above?
We've got the fastest growing economy in the G7. Borrowing is down, and we just signed our 5th major trade deal. But I must say to this Tory Deputy Chairman, yesterday he was on television laughing and joking about the arson attack on the Prime Minister's home, laughing about a firebomb targeting the Prime Minister and his family.
By these Ukrainians who were Russian, apparently. Is that it?
About the attack, and laughed along to demeaning homophobic remarks. He should be ashamed of himself. Absolutely ashamed. My advice to him is to grow up, apologise and do considerably better.
Sarah Owen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Surprised he'd want to mention that at all.
Has disgracefully said, and I quote, "The majority of abortions are for vanity purposes." He described mums, in his words, with their fat bellies pushing prams in their PJs, and failed to apologise to national treasure Carol Vorderman for endorsing sexually explicit comments about her. Mr. Speaker, this exposes the rank hypocrisy of reform politicians talking tough on Vaughan dog, but in reality having zero respect for women. Does the Deputy Prime Minister agree with me that reform has a problem with women, further highlighted by seemingly welcome...
Yeah, Andrew, Lammy was being particularly dramatic there, of course. All of the attacks came on former properties. One was on a car he used to own as well, wasn't it? But certainly not directly at Starmer.
...a woman beater into their fold.
Deputy Prime Minister.
My honourable friend makes a powerful point. The Prime Minister has rightly put tackling violence against women and girls at the heart of this Labour government. By contrast, I've been utterly appalled by what we've heard from the Reform candidate in Makerfield, from vile sexist comments to saying Putin was within his rights to invade Ukraine. When the Reform leader was asked about them, his answer was, so what? This speaks volumes about Reform. The only way to stop their politics of grievance is to vote Labour.
Hey, up, Tom!
Sorry, Lammy, but you're a fascist supporter as well. And you defended probably one of, well, definitely one of, maybe the world's biggest fascists in Benjamin Netanyahu. So that's double standards. I'm not defending Reform, of course. What they've done is absolutely disgusting as well, but you should maybe take a look in the mirror.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can I also echo the tribute to Joe Cox, Roy Hattersley, and the victims of the Grenfell Tower fire?
I can't believe we've not had a
Speaker,
single.
there are approximately 400,000.
Not a single score. The hidden feature remains locked.
Private hire and black cab drivers in the United Kingdom, and we rely on each and every one of them to keep our economy moving. It's concerning to hear that this government is letting Uber deploy robotic minicabs across London, with the potential of this being rolled out across the country. Our drivers already face unsafe working conditions, discrimination and low pay, and now they're becoming casualties of this AI drive. At the last general election, British people were promised jobs and better workers' rights. So I ask the Deputy Prime Minister, why is the government pushing an agenda that will drive tens of thousands out of work, and will he arrange for a meeting so we can have a discussion about this matter?
Deputy Prime Minister.
Well, can I say to honourable gentlemen, I attended the AI summit in India, and right across the world, all countries and many companies, and certainly tech companies, are at the forefront of this opportunity.
But you're not going to give us luxurious lifestyles with barely any labour, with AI and robots doing all the work, are you? No, it's purely going to be profit-based, again, for a very small amount of people. That's the so-called opportunity that Lammy's referring to, because it's markets and contracts.
Now, you've got to get the governance right, and of course you've got to test and retest to ensure safety, and anything on our roads, of course, would be tested and licensed by the Department for Transport. So I don't think we can stand in the face of innovation.
Debbie Abraham.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And can I associate myself with the remarks of the Deputy Prime Minister, and also congratulate my constituent, Sir Kevin Sinfield, for all the work that he does. Mr. Speaker, yesterday marked the 10th anniversary of the murder of our dear friend Joe Cox, and of course our wonderful member for Spen Valley. She was also the wife, daughter and mother, and we must not forget that. Joe's mantra was always that we had more in common than that which divides us. So can my right honourable friend indicate what he thinks he should do, and in fact what we should all do, so that Joe's beliefs and Joe's legacy are always remembered?
Deputy Prime Minister.
I'm so grateful to my honourable friend. We all miss Joe, a dear friend and a valued colleague. 3 years ago, I had the great privilege of opening the Joe Cox More in Common Centre in Huddersfield alongside Joe's sister, the Honourable Member for Spen Valley, and her parents, Jean and Gordon. It was one of the great honours of my life. We all have a duty to live up to the values that Jo stood for. She was a trailblazing campaigner against loneliness and inspired the great get-together taking place this weekend. In the words of the Jo Cox Foundation, holding or attending great get-together in your local area is a simple but powerful way to honour Jo's legacy. Neighbours coming together, differences set aside, communities choosing unity over division, because that is what Jo stood for.
Louis French.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I'm sure we all share the thoughts regarding Jo Cox and her family here today. Mr. Speaker, I know that the Deputy Prime Minister has always struggled with police visibility, even when they are stood behind him. But does he agree with Sir Mark Rowley?
Swift change of mood. They're back on the up. It's all for laughs. But what was that one about?
Family here today. Mr. Speaker, I know that the Deputy Prime Minister has always struggled with police visibility, even when they are stood behind him.
Oh, that was the reference to the clip. Well, I guess we've actually used that on videos before. The famous clip, where Lammy's being interviewed and he asks where the police are, just as a constable appears in the background behind him.
But does he agree with Sir Mark Rowley that London will be even less safe because of this government's police cuts and the decision made last week by Sadiq Khan to block a key contract which will lead to 500 less frontline officers here in police and will make us all less safe?
Deputy Prime Minister.
I'm hugely grateful for the work of the Home Secretary and the previous Home Secretary for putting neighbourhood policing back at the heart of our communities and extra policing across the country. We remember on this side the decisions by Boris Johnson to cut policing across the country. I'll take no lectures from the Honourable Gentleman.
John Whitley.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. A film called The People's Emergency Briefing is being shown in communities up and down the country. I recently attended a screening in Wirksworth. There's another one next week in Bakewell. The film educates us and reminds us of the climate emergency that we are all facing. And yet, inexplicably, the party opposite...
Finally, a sensible point. Let's see what's going on with this.
Damn right!
It has basically given up on the climate, and Reform continue to act like modern-day flat earthers, refusing to accept science and refusing to accept the bleeding obvious. So, can the Deputy Prime Minister please assure me that this Labour government will continue to do everything it can to combat man-made climate change?
Very grateful to my friend for campaigning on this issue, and I'm very proud that this government has restored the UK's position as a global leader.
See what I mean? You see what I mean? Case in point. Right there. Right there. Right there. What, about 10 minutes ago? Or 10 minutes worth of the clip ago? We're more mad on fossil fuels than you are, Tories. And now this.
On climate action. That includes ambitious targets to reduce climate emissions, restore nature...
That totally goes against what you said 10 minutes. You're going to struggle there.
And seizing the opportunities of clean, renewable power.
It was drill, baby, drill, and now it's renewables, renewables, renewables.
The net zero economy now supports over 1 million jobs and secures over £105 billion for our economy. That's proof that tackling climate and growing the economy can go hand in hand. Those aren't the words, Mr. Speaker, of me. They're from the Baroness Theresa May.
And growing the economy, not in the way that Lammy's thinking of course.
The past fortnight. The Tories used to believe in this agenda, but they've forgotten because they're chasing reform.
Bradley Thomas.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
And what about Scotland with an energy surplus, and still the highest bills in Europe?
If I can associate myself with the tributes paid to Jo Cox. Mr. Speaker, in 2 weeks' time, new steel quotas and 50% tariffs will come into force, which industry have said will cost jobs. UKF Steel in my constituency have been clear. They have said that without a change of course, They will almost certainly cease trading before the end of the year, and that will cost 50 jobs in my constituency. Last week I attended a cross-party roundtable, and it was clear that my concerns are also shared by many Labour MPs who are concerned about job losses and further deindustrialisation. What action is being taken at the very top of government to mitigate the effects of what will be an imminent but avoidable economic disaster?
Deputy Prime Minister.
Well, he raises a serious issue, and he might have forgot that this House legislated emergency measures to save steel across our country, and of course we will continue to do more. And I would say to him that
we like steel, we like renewable materials, we like fossil fuels, we like clean energy.
Of course it was on the agenda for the Prime Minister at the G7.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's great to see the NHS moving forward with a reduction in waiting lists and improving relations with our junior doctors, my fellow colleagues. But in order to keep our NHS working well in the long term, we must get serious about prevention. Every year, more than 30,000 deaths in our country are attributed to poor air quality. Ella Kitty Deborah's mum knows this all too well.
Damn right!
Her little girl was just 9 years old when she died as a direct result of air pollution. 70 years old.
I've been on actions with doctors who have treated kids in London, kids who died in London. Inner city pollution is a serious thing. We don't have it as bad as London here in Manchester. It's a global issue, and it's certainly one that we need to tackle more here in the UK. The solutions are there, but of course that political decision isn't being made.
From the 1956 Clean Air Act, will the Deputy Prime Minister now support a much-needed update of this essential law to protect the future of our NHS and to keep our children healthy?
Prime Minister.
Well, thank my honourable friend for raising this. She makes a powerful point as someone who's worked for many years in public health. I've met Ella's family, including her mother, Rosamond. Her death was a tragedy, and this is an issue close to my heart. Through our environmental improvement plan, we're taking action to cut pollutants. That includes new targets to cut exposure to harmful particles by a third, and reforming industrial.
How are you going to do that with your love of North Sea oil and gas again? The two things don't marry up. They don't marry, Lammy. That doesn't quite fit.
To reduce emissions. A minister will be very happy to meet with her and discuss this further.
George Bobrand.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Oh, and I thought that Starmer had the magical solution of carbon capture technology, which he's trying to throw money at, expecting something to happen. Not heard that one come up for a while. Because it's a non-science, it's a pseudo-scientific load of crap.
As an Eastbourne boy born and bred, I can tell the Deputy Prime Minister that Eastbourne Pier is an iconic part of our heritage, an iconic part of our local economy, and an iconic part of me. I literally...
My left eye monocle for the guy behind in the blue blazer. Try and catch one every week. It's this week's victim of the My Left Eye Zero monocle. Let's change that though. Let's get some scores on the board. Come on.
have it tattooed on me, and I can show the Deputy Prime Minister afterwards.
What? He does have him banged to rights, to be honest, about the donations.
As an Eastbourne boy born and bred, I can tell the Deputy Prime Minister that Eastbourne Pier is an iconic part of our heritage, an iconic part of our local economy, an iconic part of me. I literally have it tattooed on me, and I can show. I can show the Deputy Prime
He's got it tattooed.
Minister afterwards. But on a serious note, the residents of Eastbourne have become concerned for the pier's future after a company connected to the pier has fallen into liquidation, and indeed maintenance costs of piers across the country.
Right, sorry, I thought he was asking him for a donation to save the pier.
Have been sky high. So will the Deputy Prime Minister back my Protect Our Pier campaign and meet with me to discuss emergency measures to safeguard our pier for the future?
Prime Minister.
What can I say to my honourable friend that I never thought I'd get a request to look at his tattoos, but I know that Eastbourne Pier is a much-loved, iconic local landmark. I believe...
Have you got one, Lammy? Does it say, no regrets? Rebecca, also, nice tidbit of trivia there. Aberdeen also has a pier for any pier enthusiasts.
He's meeting the Minister of Communities to discuss this campaign. I'm pleased we've allocated 20 million in Pride and Place funding to regenerate Eastbourne. It was one of the first seaside towns I visited as a young child, and this summer his constituents will be able to enjoy their day at the pier for less with our great British summer savings, with free bus travel for kids, cheaper meals and cheaper tickets to amusement parks.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thames Water's headquarters are local to my town of Reading, but it's their distant creditors who are really in charge. Investors should be rewarded for success, but they should pay for their failures. That is why I strongly welcome the government's objections to the current creditors deal. Under any deal or special administration regime, the company will be restructured. The question is whether that restructuring will be done only in the interests of senior creditors or with customers and the environment in mind. Will the Deputy Prime Minister tell us whose side he is on?
Prime Minister.
Well, can I thank my honourable friend for her dedicated work on this. I'm on the side of the people who elected us to clean up our rivers, our lakes and our seas. I'm on the side, and this government is on the side, of consumers paying the price for years and years of failure by them on the opposite side. We don't want Thames Water customers to have to pick up the bill for the company's failures. We stand ready for all eventualities. Labour has already blocked bonuses and introduced criminal sanctions for polluting water bosses, and we will go further by creating a new powerful regulator to hold all companies to account and clean up our waterways.
So you're not going to do anything then,
Can
are
I
you?
say to the Deputy Prime Minister, he's looking very Prime Ministerial today, and he certainly might have got my vote if he decides to run for Labour leader on Friday. Trust me, it's a...
Bit of a sick burn there, obviously, referring to the Makerfield by-election. By the way, do vote on the poll as to how you think that's going to go.
Deliberate ploy, trust me. On a serious note, Stoke Heath is a small rural settlement in the Wrekin constituency in Shropshire. Over the last few hours, I've been informed, I think very lately, by the way, that 121 asylum seekers will be going into that settlement. That is a 35% increase in the population over a matter of weeks. That's equivalent to 44,000 asylum seekers coming into the Deputy Prime Minister's constituency.
It's a legal process, they're entitled to do that.
Whilst this is a tolerant nation and a compassionate
Then sit down and tolerate it then, next question.
Nation and an understanding nation, does the Deputy Prime Minister agree with me that that level of dispersal into a small, isolated...
That's applicants, that's not people who've been... That's applicants.
...rural community isn't fair.
Deputy Prime Minister.
What can I say to the right honourable gentleman? And he and I have sought common cause on a range of issues on a cross-party terms over the years. I'm proud that on that central issue, we have seen a reduction in net migration of 82% over the last 23 months that we've been in power.
It's not that high, it's close to 50, isn't it? It's about, in fact, it's about 48. I think that was the figure that I had in my head. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he's certainly overinflated that figure. A quick update on the peers. I didn't think we'd be talking about peers so much. More peers than an average Etonian classroom for now. Doc Davies has 4 peers close by. That's very good. Any advance on 4? Nice.
We cannot have to grip this problem and then in ensuring that people are detained most often so that they can be removed, saying, not in my patch. Now, I don't know the detail of his circumstances, and of course the Immigration Minister will look at it, but we have to be honest about what the British public expect us to do on their behalf.
Go.
Moraz, Mr. Speaker. I welcome the government's willingness to take tough action to protect young people online, reflecting growing concerns about the harms that can arise from online platforms, including self-harm, suicide and poor mental health. The consequences can be truly devastating for those affected, including families in South East Cornwall whose experience I will never forget. Individuals and companies are promoting and profiting from harmful material and behaviour online that would rightly affect far greater scrutiny in the offline world. Freedom of speech must be defended, and currently what we have online is often not free speech, but manipulated speech. Companies with influence over what millions of people see should be held accountable and made responsible. So does the Deputy Prime Minister agree with me? And what further action will the government take to strengthen accountability and protect young people online before more lives are lost?
Deputy Prime Minister.
I agree with my honourable friend 100%. I thank her and know that she's worked closely with families affected by harmful content in her constituency. Our decision to ban social media for under 16s is a landmark moment which will ensure we better protect children and young people across our...
I still want to get your thoughts on this. Are things like this possibly a Trojan horse for something else? Do you think Keir Starmer and David Lammy genuinely have child safety as a priority, or is it possibly something else? Plants McGee, nice to see you in the chat there. Yeah, there's peers in the other place as well, as they say.
Our country. We will absolutely hold platforms to account for the harms that they can cause, and that's why we've also asked Ofcom to review their capability to enforce the social media ban and to publish a clear enforcement strategy.
Christine Jardine.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Earlier this week in Westminster Hall we had a debate on brain tumours, brain cancer, and the inequity of the service across the United Kingdom.
Chris, I don't know if they've banned Roblox, its social media platforms. I don't know if that will count, if that's technically a game. I know that obviously Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, I think even YouTube actually comes under that. But yeah, there are lots of ways around it. Of course, it's largely unpoliceable. That is, of course, you expect every parent, for example, to adhere to the law, not just the children themselves.
Highlighted by my constituent, Archie Goodburn, a Commonwealth swimmer who will be competing in Glasgow next month, but only got the treatment he needed after I approached the government and the government
we have a late winner.
Supported him. So will the government look at how we ensure people in all parts of the United Kingdom,
long to go, people,
regardless of devolution, get the best possible treatment for cancer?
Maybe two more questions also.
Prime Minister.
Well, there's a new target. 75% of patients diagnosed from 2035 will be cancer-free or living well after 5 years, and that means 320,000 lives will be saved. The cancer plan will end the postcode lottery on cancer, introduce a new 3-year neighbourhood early diagnosis fund, and cover the cost of travelling for cancer treatment. I know the Minister's happy to meet with her to discuss further.
Chris Spence.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the Deputy Prime Minister and others for their comments about Jo Cox. Our thoughts are with her family today, as they are every day. Can I also thank the Town Park volunteers who I joined this morning in repairing the iconic zigzag bridge in Harlow. Harlow is going to be a...
He was up last week. I'm sure we had a thing about Harlow in Essex last week.
Of one of the government's new youth hubs. Another example of this Labour government investing in our town. I believe,
it's a planted question again.
Harlow's young people have so much potential. Does the Deputy Prime Minister agree with me and agree that this funding will unlock that potential?
Yes. Deputy Prime Minister.
Well, can I thank my honourable friend? As a former school teacher, I know how much he cares about this. I'm delighted that we've announced...
Could you imagine? Could you imagine having David Lammy as your teacher?
Locations for 180 new youth hubs, including In Harlow, it means more young people across the country will benefit from skills and training opportunities. And this week, we've shown that this Labour government is working to transform the lives of our young people. I thank him for all his campaigning on behalf of his constituency, and I know a lot of the young people support Spurs.
That completes questions. Let the front bench change over.
Sneaking that thing in about Spurs at the end. Jesus. Wept.
Fuck off.
That was terrible. That was absolute toilet. Didn't even get a single score either. Or the hidden feature unlocked. Well, so I gave some of the laggers in the bottom half of the table a chance. And this is how Keith Edmonds has rewarded us. And the extraordinarily dense black hole. Not a single mention for either. I was trying to listen very hard. Usually, of course, the excellent audience that we have. Point out any that I miss as well. But that was it. Pretty poor showing for David Lammy. And Lammy's Lingo will be back next week, I think, with, normal proceedings. Well, that's it for this time around. So we'll be taking the piss out of Keith again next week.
Oh no. We now come to Prime Minister's questions.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Deliver. Black hole. Plan for change. 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 Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Not bothering to go through how that will affect the league, because we do have other matters to deal with. That lasted quite a lot longer than I was expecting, to be honest, as well. So, first of all, let's just get into a quick poll, and then we'll dive into hot seats. Of course, the Makerfield by-election coming up. We do like to have a poll after we watch PMQs in our own particular sort of
Idiom, sir? Idiom!
Idiom. This is the poll for working age people. And that's working age. And we've heard a lot from Reform trying to claim that they, in fact, are the most popular amongst working age people, not just by a narrow margin, but by some considerable way, according to them. In fact, the case is that they've been hipped by the Green Party with 25%, Labour down in 16%, just a short way in front of the Tories and Lib Dems. So that puts that claim in the bin. Green Party continue to be the most popular amongst working people, as well as we've seen in other recent polls amongst the under 24 and under, and I think the 30 and under bracket as well. So that puts that one to bed very quickly. We've got a pun alert in chats. What have we got here? Right, we'll come back to come back to that. And Andrew Luke was very serious as well. Yeah, do take that very seriously. those bastards need reporting, obviously. Right, hot seats. Queued up and good to go. Let's see what the latest is. Of course, this is tomorrow. This will be the final Makerfield episode of Hot Seats. Let's see what's happening, people. Right, that's hot seats. Phil, thank you. What's the latest? Let's turn the background music down a little. First up, Green candidates Sarah Wakefield had a visit from Hannah Spencer, bit of a short promo clip here. It's a bit cheesy, but yeah. Let's check that one out, and then we'll see what the latest polling is. Of course, please do share your thoughts with us as to who you think is going to be successful tomorrow. Please vote in the poll. That's who you think will win, not who you hope will win. So this is Sarah and Hannah.
Oh, hi Sarah.
Oh, hi Hannah, how you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. What are you eating?
Oh, I've got an Uncle Joe's medball. Do you want it?
Yeah, no, I'd love it, thanks.
Oh, great, I'll get another one.
Great. What have you been up to?
Oh, you know how it is. Calling out sexist reform politicians, stopping Labour from flip-flopping on the issues, more importantly, making sure that people know about our really awesome policies so that they can have like hope for a better future.
That sounds great, yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
What about you? What have you been doing?
Same, really, yeah. Fighting for more equality, challenging the super rich, calling out the establishment, and listening to people.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Better crack on, better we?
Yeah. Nice to see you.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
I like how first of all, they kept in a take with laughing in it, because they both obviously felt a bit cheesy doing the clip. That's good, I think that's genuine. Well, it is genuine. The Uncle Joe's mint ball reference, of course, they are manufactured there, and they were all asked, all of the leaders, in a recent debate, what the favourite thing from Wigan was. Most of the others went for pies, some form of en croûte cuisine. So, what's the latest in the polling? We know, obviously, you can't always take this as gospel. You have to take it with a pinch of salt. But as far as narrowing it down, this does look, unfortunately, quite decisive between Labour, of course, Andy Burnham representing Labour, or Matt Kenyon of Reform. According to this one, Labour have a healthy 12-point lead. Sarah Wakefield on 5%. On to this. We also have a bit of a side theory, or I don't know, hopeful outcome to look forward to. That is as to whether Count Binface will get more votes than either the Liberal Democrats or the Conservatives. Considering the pair who look likely to be in this two-horse race, it might be the only sort of bit of entertainment or satisfaction that you might be able to get out of the actual result itself. I guess Burnham wouldn't be as bad as Rob Kenyon, but I'm no mad fan of Andy Burnham's either. If I lived in Makerfield, I'd be voting for Wakefield, of course. I'm sure someone would be tempted to go for Binface. But his inclusion, that is Binface's, doesn't look like it's going to swing or split the left-wing votes, unfortunately, in this case. Which is pretty much why there won't be a hot seat special. I do like to try and do hot seat specials on the nights of by-elections. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't find this one as exciting as the Gorton and Denton one. Of course, it now raises the Burnham leadership, I should say. Question if he is victorious tomorrow. Some even suspect that West Streeting might be putting in an official bid as early as Monday or Tuesday next week, so we'll see how that pans out. But obviously Burnham's got to get over the line first before he has a chance, before he has his name in the hat. There'll be one or two other sort of paper candidates there as well, if you want to put it that way. I dare say Nandy might even try and have another stab at will Angela Rayner sweep out from the shadows and make a dramatic entrance. Who knows? Keep you posted. We did manage to get down to the Gorton and Denton by-election, but weren't able to get over to Makerfield for this one. But we can bring you some on-the-ground reporting from earlier today with Canary. Do go and subscribe to Canary, who had their roving reporter down there on the scene.
The Canary can report that Hugh Grant is in Wigan. Hugh Grant is in Makerfield supporting Andy Burnham's campaign and the Labour Party. Quite a high-profile celebrity.
Revelation. Andy Burnham can't go. Who should we send instead? Hugh Grant? When someone walked into the office to inform them that Andy Burnham wasn't available, was someone watching a Hugh Grant film?
Endorsement. We've just seen him kind of smuggle through the back door. There was lots of talk of he's here
the
for
Hugh
about
Grant.
5 minutes beforehand, and we were expecting Andy Burnham himself, but in lieu of Burnham today, Hugh Grant has shown up to woo the crowd and to energise campaigners.
He's already had a very busy day. He's had to go to 4 weddings and a funeral.
We've had some interesting conversations with a mix of people in the party. They didn't want to be on camera, but we've had some people saying how there is some belief among certain people that Andy Burnham does represent something like a leftward turn in the party. To the left of Starmer is what's been said. Maybe the only man who can beat Farage. That seemed like the most sensible take to me, to be honest. Besides that, other people seem more or less happy with the way that the track that Labour is on, but they think that Andy Burnham is the person who can win. There seems to be a big personality vote amongst the voting public, certainly, but also support that direction within the party as well. Still trying to get some policies. It seems like, yeah, a lot of the focus is on winning for now.
Getting a proper straight answer out of Andy Burnham is like getting blood out of a stone at the moment. That's absolutely correct. I saw another clip earlier, again, someone bringing up the issue of Gaza, and all Andy had to say was, I'm focused on this by-election, yada yada yada. I went to a rally about a ceasefire, something 2 years ago. But he's also said separately, of course, that recognising the genocide is, quote, too big for him to make a decision about. On a lot of other issues as well, he's danced around, he's very selective in the language he uses. Rejoining the EU's come up, proportional representation has come up, Gaza, as I mentioned, as well. Nationalisation of utilities. You can't get a straight answer out of him, and when he's dodging questions like that with the selective language that he uses, one can only assume that it should raise suspicion. It's, I don't know, some people are falling for this, nodding along, but yeah, for anybody who can see through that, it isn't good enough. It's very poor.
Very poor indeed, ladies and gentlemen.
And then there seems to be even a lack of clarity about what happens if Andy Burnham does win. People don't know if the leadership bid is the right thing to do, or others have said that maybe it shouldn't happen straight away. But yeah, stay posted for more.
That's Canary. Check them out. Very poor from Burnham, but quality from Canary. And whilst we saw what appeared to be a healthy lead from one poll at least, seeing others that have it a bit closer, but contrary to that, on a national level, not just in Makerfield, apparently, again, this is Stats for Lefties who brings this poll from YouGov. Overall, Andy Burnham's popularity is on the wane. That is in a short amount of time as well, just going back to mid-May, so you can see down at 30% now, having been in around the mid-30s, and disapproval going up from 30 to 41%, so again, the leadership not quite in the bag, potentially. Who knows? Although, well, I think the reason he's ahead in the Makerfield poll by such a margin is probably because of the debates, the local debate that they had recently, and of course the question time appearances were, to be honest, you know, Kenyan, the Reform candidate, was absolutely shocking, so it's perhaps a decisive factor. But on a national level, maybe more people starting to, I should say, see through Andy Burnham, what he's about, you know, the weather vane attitude that he has. See if that trend continues. And that's just about it. That's just about all that we have to say as a channel about this Makerfield by-election. It's been a pleasure. We'll see when the next one comes up. There are, of course, other by-elections tomorrow in Scotland. We'll bring you the results of those as well. As far as this particular hot seat is concerned, that will be it from us and Rick for now, that is. And finally, the ultimate projection, I do think Burnham will win, personally. I'd rather the Greens one, of course, but I think it's going to go for Burnham. In terms of the the turnout, I dare say, like with Gorton and Denton, it could actually surpass the turnout for the general election, which would be quite a rare thing for a by-election. There's been a lot of light on this one, of course, so those are my fleeting semi-predictions for this one. And last chance to dance, Rick's going to see us out with a party.
Okay!
Right, the music's too loud. The neighbours have been complaining. You just watch your steps, sonny.
Swiftly on now. A slight change of topic, but it does bring with it a brand sparkling new feature here on My Left Eye. Oh, the Brews at 10. Live streams, more specifically. Yeah, we just about got time to quickly do this one. Because time is pressing now, it's gone midnight. But I hope you enjoy it. I'll explain what it's about. First of all, I'll give you the title. So this will be the first episode of Stop the Press. What have we got, Phil?
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Stop the presses!
Yes, this is Stop the Press. What's it all about? Do you ever turn on a news source, a mainstream media news source, and you find that the top billing, or one of the top stories at least, is dedicated to something so absurd that you cannot believe, with all of the problems that we have in the world and in society at the moment, that they think that's what best deserves our attention? Well, we do as well, and we're fucking sick of it. So that's what Stop the Press is all about. This is the first episode, the first... what's the word I'm looking for? Character? Well, the first story, I guess, that we're going to critique. It's a BBC article. Just cue this up now. And yes, it was bad enough course, during one of the King's birthdays recently. The trooping of the colour and all of that crap got top billing. Now there's another one. And I think this was the top story at one point on the BBC homepage. Yes, a rich child is going to a very expensive college in September. 4 million children in poverty in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, by the way. But stop what you're doing, stop the presses, because a rich child is going to a posh college, and in fact, it's the same college that his other rich relatives have been to in the past. Yes, if you're a parent, go, wake your children, sing and rejoice, go and celebrate in the streets at this revelation, which of course deserves paramount attention where the nation's concerned. I mean, can you believe it? Very quick. Yes, he's 13. Fees are 63 grand a year. That's 63 grand a year. We might be laughing now, but he could end up on the back of money someday. Who knows? 20 British Prime Ministers have also studied there as well. All happy jolly in the staged pictures here. You can see that she's got the Kate has the coat hanger lodged firmly sideways in her mouth as always for those shots. And here's a picture, of course, of the current king on the right, the heir to the throne on his left, and the late Lady Diana Spencer of Wales there. Was in 1995. The cost will include VAT added by the government. Yeah, so posh people are still posh. This is the latest generation of posh child doing the posh thing with the money and the £63,000. Wow. So informative of the BBC. Yeah, sleep well in your beds. Knowing that one, that's a weight off your shoulders indeed, Graham. Good point, that's it. What do we think about that one, people?
What a little turd.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
Who gives a dusty fuck?
Is that it?
Who gives a shit? Yeah. Oh!
I'm very disappointed.
Okay, start the presses.
That takes 4 hours.
Whatever, I'll be at most.
Yeah, how much do the uniforms cost? Good point, Rebecca. What do they eat in the canteen there? Roast quail? What? I don't know. Some rare avian, I don't know, fucking dolphin soup with Jesus Christ. Obviously, eating mess, yeah, of course. Just eating mess, nothing else. No wonder they all end up so deranged. I was going to go into one or two other points, but I will postpone them until the next stream. Just had to rush through. Sorry, the hour grows late. Thank you very much for the gifted memberships on stream, for all the support, super chat, stickers. 111 now towards the target of 250. And however you choose to support the channel, we really do appreciate it. It's just 99 pence if you want to consider a membership for yourself. Lots of perks to enjoy, so hit the relative buttons. Thanks again. And we'll customarily be raiding into another channel, hopefully. Let's see who's around. Do stay where you are, of course, for the raid, and we have the now official unique PMQs post-credits outro as well. It's your last chance to vote in the poll as well. You have just moments. And we'll be raiding into this space. Our friends from across the pond. Do give them a subscribe, thumbs up when you get over there. Really good to hear international opinions about a lot of things as well. You can hear more of my opinions on more live streams throughout the week, so do hit the notification bell and then you won't miss out. I just want to say thanks again for all of your contributions in chat. You've been amazing. As always, I've been your humble host, Lefty. This has been the Brews at 10 on my left eye. Power to the people. Free Palestine, Lebanon, Sudan and Yemen. Don't let the bastards grind you down. Don't watch the news. Be the news. My left eye will be seeing you soon. Solidari-Tea, good night. And Labour win the poll. That's all. Good night, everybody.
K, we take it to Sky. If Raquel Walsh doesn't want to stay in a Trust House Forte, we'll stick her in a youth hostel, see if she likes that.
forgive me if I don't take too much notice of the Leader of the Opposition. For 14 years, they broke our welfare system, lost control of our borders, presided over the biggest fall in living standards on record, broke the economy, prisons, the NHS. I could go on and on. No wonder she and they are totally irrelevant. The change delivered by this Labour government, the biggest upgrade in workers' rights in a generation, delivered. Renters' Rights Act, delivered. Record funding for our NHS, delivered. The fastest growing economy in the G7.